Hi, this is Omar from Durup Consultancies, and I'm going to present here the geometric drawing tool, which is an application that you can download free from our website. The drawing will be on Microsoft Word, but the control panel has been designed in Access VBA. So let's go direct for it. This is the Word file, and the name here is test. You can have any Word file with any name, but we call this file test, and this is the Access file. Let's open the Access file first. This is the first window you see when you open the Access file. There is the introduction here, and there is a button called link to documents, which means link to the document file. Click at it, and let's choose test, and you see a window appear saying open first the document. Click OK. Let's open first this document. Let's click at this button, link to document, test, and this is the control panel. Now there are a lot of processes in this panel, and I won't be able to cover them all in this presentation. However, every dialog you open in this panel, you will find a help button, and in it there will be explanation about the related processes. So for example, if you click at lines, you will find the help button, and there you will find the clarifications for the processes in this dialog. For this presentation, I'm going to follow a path, a structure, which is the following. Let's minimize this. I'm going to clarify how we can draw simple geometric diagrams. For example, this one and this one. After that, I'm going to explain how we can draw polygons. After that, I'm going to discuss how we can draw geometric patterns. There are two types of patterns. These are shapes rotated around itself, and these are spirographs. Both can be created using the system. Let's return the panel to its location. Now I will start by creating multiple lines in this document. The reason is that Windows sometimes, especially if I'm using Zoom, Windows sometimes will jump to the last line. So instead of jumping to the last line, I will create multiple lines in this document, so there is no need for that jump. We can start by creating lines from Word itself. So you click here at Insert, Shapes, and this is a line. We can start creating lines by the control panel. Click here at Lines, create vertical line, create horizontal line. Now the titles in this dialog, and actually in all the dialogues in this control panel, are abbreviated. If you want to check these titles, just click at Help, create VL, create a vertical line at the top left of the page, create HL, create a horizontal line at the top left of the page. Now there are features in words that we are going to use extensively in this presentation, so I need to clarify the terminology. When I say hold the mouse on a specific shape or object, for example, hold the mouse for this specific line, it means that I'm going with the mouse on the line, and then I'm going to press the mouse left button, and that's the meaning of hold the mouse on the line. Moving the mouse, it means that I'm going to move the mouse with the left button pressed on, and release the mouse, it means that I'm going to release the left button, and that's the terminology here. So if I'm saying hold the mouse for this line. I'm going to the line, and then I'm going to press on the mouse left button. Move the mouse, this means I'm moving the mouse with the left button pressed on, and then release the mouse. This means that I'm releasing the mouse left button. Now if I hold the mouse at the end of the line here, now the end of the line is at the right side of it, the start of the line is at the left side of it. If the line was vertical, then the start will be at the top and the end will be at the bottom. So if I hold the mouse at the end of the line and I moved the mouse, I'm able to change the length of the line and the angle of the line relative to the horizontal. However, if I pressed on the shift button at the keyboard, I'm restricted only here to change the length of the line, but at the same level of the original line. And this is a very useful feature. And we can use that to, for example, create perfect circles. If I click here the circle and I want to make a circle, actually I'm not able here with moving the mouse only to create a perfect circle. But if I pressed the shift button of the keyboard, I'm able to create a perfect circle. Now, so when you create circles first time, highly likely it will be solid, and we don't want solid circles here. You can change the solid circle to a clear one by clicking at Format, Shape Fill, and you can click No Fill, or you can click at Select and Control after selecting the circle, and you can click Clear Solids, or you can click here and Control Q in the keyboard, and you have here Clear Solids, and you have it here. And actually you can create circles by clicking at Circles here, create C, and you will have a circle, a clear circle at the top left of the page. Another feature that we are going to use is the duplication. So let us choose this line. Now sometimes when you click at the line, it doesn't appear selected. This sometimes happens. If it did happen, then you have two options. Either you click at the nearby shape and then you return back to it, or you click at Select Mode, and I will speak about the Select Mode later on. But you have two options. If you start, for example, to click at object and it's not highlighted, then just click at the nearby shape, line or circle, and return back to it, or just click at Select Mode. So let's choose this line. Let's hold the mouse on the line and then press Control button at the keyboard. Move the line and you are creating a duplication. Now we can select two shapes, for example this one and this one. The way we select two objects is by clicking at the first object, press Shift button at the keyboard and click at the second object, and you have selected two objects. Now let's hold the mouse on one of them, press the Control button at the keyboard, move the mouse, and we have a duplication of two objects. Another thing we are going to discuss is the select object. which is actually the same as the select mode. If you click here, it's actually as you selected this one, and this will give you the ability to select multiple objects at once. We can select multiple objects in a separate steps. So for example, I can select this object, then I can press the shift button at the keyboard, and then I can select the second object. And this is a very useful feature in MS Words. However, I'm using Office 365 and I don't have problem in using the select objects. Some Office versions have a problem in select mode, and I hope it will be solved quickly. If your MS Word has a problem in select objects, then the best solution is to use the selection pane. And in this selection pane, you see the list of the object in the page, and you can select from this list, and you are able to select multiple objects by just clicking at one of them, press Control, click at the next one, click at the next one, and you have the ability to select multiple objects. As I said, if you have a problem in the feature select objects, then you can use the selection pane. Let's close the selection pane. Select and Control, select all, and we will click at press at the shift button. So we choose everything except this line, delete selected, and yes. So we have this line. Let's go to circles. I can create a circle around this line. Also, I can create a circle at the start of the line. The start of the line, as we said, is at the left side, and the end of the line is at the right side. So creating a circle at the start lines means that this will be the center. So this is the circle, and the center is at the start line. And I can choose it, and I can create a circle at the end line. So the center of this circle is at the end of this line. I can choose the two circles, and I can create points at the intersection between them. X to C is mean the intersection between two circles. So we have 2 points, this point and this point. And actually, let's make a duplication for this line, but just be careful. If you click Control before choosing the line, what you will end up is duplicating the line and the point, because the point is selected. So what you need to do is you select first the line and make a duplication of it. So let's put the line here, and let's choose the other circle as well. Press Shift the keyboard, and we have chosen the line and the circle, and I can create a point at the intersection between the line and the circle. XLC, if you click at Help, XLC, create a point at the intersection between the selected line and the selected circle. And actually you have here 2 points, this point and this point, because if you extended the line, there will be 2 intersections between the line and the circle. Points are very useful in drawing because I can select 2 points, click at lines, and I can create a line between 2 points or between 2 circles. I can select this point, line between 2 points, line between 2 points. There is another feature here that is very useful. Select a pointer. We don't have a pointer here, so we create a pointer. Now, the useful of this pointer is that it can give me the ability to create a point at any space in the page. So this is a point, and also it will give me the ability to write text at any space in the page. So for example, text at pointer, this is A. I'm going to use the arrows in the keyboard to adjust the location of the text box. This is the letter, it is inside the text box, and I'm using the arrows to locate the text box at the required location. Let's put another one here. This is B. And this is C. The font size is 18. However, I can change the font size by clicking at text box, set font size, and it's at the moment at 18. Another thing I can use, let's go to circles. I'm going to select this point with this circle, and I'm going to create tangents between the point and the circle, tangent in C4P. And these are the 2 tangents between this point and this circle. If the point was at the circle, let's choose, so I'm choosing the point and the circle, click at tangent in C4P, and this is the tangent at this point for this circle. I can use the same thing for arcs. Let's first select and control. Now I can do one thing. I can select all points. If I no longer need a point now, I can select all points to delete them. So I can select all points in the page, or I can select points only in the selection. So I can select a lot of objects and just choose the point in that selection. Let's select all points, delete selected, so we have no points at our diagram. Let's select all. I'm going only to choose one line here and delete the other, so we have only this line. When I click select all, the pointer will not be selected. Click at arcs. Let's create arc around this line, and you might be surprised if this arc is really surrounding this line. Just extend the arc and you will find that it's surrounding the line. And the same for now. Have you seen, if I click here, it doesn't appear that it's been selected. So the solution is either to click at select mode or to click at the nearby shape and then return back to it. Now let's select an arc with the center at the start line, A at SL, and if you extend the arc, you will find that the center of the arc is at the start of this line. This is just an introductory. So let us do a real geometric diagram. Let us first delete the diagrams here. Let's do a real diagram, and I'm going to choose this one. It is Euclid's diagram for proving Pythagorean theorem, which I really think is the most famous diagram in mathematics. Let's return back. I will create a line. Create a vertical line from the end. This is the start, this is the end. I'm going to create a vertical line at the end. Slide up, and I will choose the length. I'll put a little bit extra here. As I said, if it didn't react with me, I will just click at select mode. Now I want to make a line from here to here, so it is from the start here to the start here. As I said, at vertical lines, the start is at the top. So I will choose both line. I will go to relocate, create lines, and I have create from start to start. Select mode, I choose all, format, group, turn it around, choose it again, and group. I'm going to make a square, rectangular, square, and it is down the line. Another square, this is upward. Another square, upward. I'm going to create points for all of these lines. I have two options to create the points. I can go to points, points for lines, or in the line itself there is point for line. So I put points in all of the lines. That will help me to create lines between points. Now I'm going to choose this one, this line, and this point, and I'm going to go to relocate, create lines, and a new line from new line equal line to a point. The explanation is here. New L to P, create a new line equal to the selected line at point P. So I'm going to select it, and this is the line. I'm going to choose this line and this line, and I'm going to go to the intersection between them, X2 lines. I will delete this line, select mode, line between 2 points, 2 points, Then I'm going to select and delete all the points. I don't need them anymore. I can select all the points in the whole page, or I can select points only in the selection. But because we only have one drawing, it won't make a difference. It will be the same. So here I'm selected all the points. Delete selected. Now I'm going to put the clarification of the drawing here. Euclid's put the letter at the corner of the lines. I'm going to put the letter at the sides, and I will explain that, the reason for this, just in a minute. Text box, text as pointer. Let's put this one C. This one C. Sorry, I can have the ability to redo as well. This one is A. This one is B. And let's put B here as well. Now, if you notice, A is not exactly at the right place, so I can. Now, sometimes when you try to find objects, you might not be able to find them exactly, and in this case you can just choose selection pane, and you can decide which one you want. So for example, is it this one? Is it this one, or this one? So it is this one, and you can, and therefore you can do the thing you want. So for example, let's return back. I need to push it a little bit down. I need to put here 2 letters for this side. We have a line from here to here, and we will call it M, and we have a line from here to here, and we will call it N. So let's start with N, and I'm going to put a different size for them. There will be, let's say, 12. This is N, and this is M. As you notice, I'm unable to, for one reason or another, I'm not able to. So I'm just going to check the pen. This is N, and this is M. I can click now Control and choose both of them. I can go to Adjust. I don't have a line bottom, but I need to align them to the bottom, so I need to go back here to the Format, Align, Bottom. So this is M, this is N. And this is the Euclid diagram. And as I said, I think in mathematics, this is the most famous diagram. And this is how Euclid's proved Pythagorean theorem. So let's see how we are in it. Let's see how did Euclid's prove the theorem. I'm going just to delete this line to make it clearer, and this line. I will minimize this one. I will put this one here. So let's choose this line, this triangle, and these two letters, and I'm going to make a duplicate. And I'm going the same to do with this one. I need to do it again. I'm not sure why. And then another duplicate. I'm surprised. 1 minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is the duplicate. Now, this is duplicate from this triangle, and this is duplicate from this triangle. And what Euclid is saying is that this triangle is identical to this triangle because it has two equal sides. This is C, this is C, this is A, and this is A, and the angle here are equal. How the angle are equal? If we look at this one, which is this one, it is 90 degree plus an extra angle. But for this one, it is the same extra angle plus 90 degree. So this angle and this angle are equal. We have two sides equal two sides and one middle angle equal one middle angle. Therefore, the two triangles are identical. Now, the area of this triangle is from the C base is half the base times the height, and the height is the vertical distance from the tip of the triangle to the base. If we look, this is the base and this is the tip. If we have the height, which is the vertical distance from the tip to the base, it will be C. So the area of this triangle is half C square. If we took this triangle and we use the base A, it is the same. It's half A multiplied by the height from the tip of the triangle to the base. It's a vertical distance from the tip of the triangle to the base. So this is the triangle, this is the tip, and the height, the vertical distance, is this one, which is M. So this triangle area is half AM. Therefore, half C square equal half AM, meaning that C square equal AM. This means that this square, the area of this square, equal the area of this rectangular. Equally, it can be proved that B square equal this rectangular, AN. Therefore, C square plus B square equal AM plus AN, which is A square. Therefore, A square equals C square plus B square. And that is the proof of Euclid's to the Pythagorean theorem. Let's do something else. Returning back the panel, select and control, select all. delete. Lines, create horizontal line, vertical at start, and in relocate create lines 2L to parallelogram. So I need to choose two lines, click here, and this is the rectangular. Now I'm going to duplicate this line. Sorry, let's return back, choose it. Okay, I'm going to reduce it in size. Now, what I want now is I want to have to create a rectangular with this as the side of it, which has an area equal to this area. You can find the solution for this problem in Euclid's Elements, Book 1, Proposition 43. How we can make a rectangular for with the side of this line that has an area, the rectangle has an area equal to the area of this rectangular. And if we want to solve it in today in arithmetic way, we measure the side of this line and the side of this lines. We calculate the area, we measure this line, and we divide the area over this line, and we know the length of the other side of the rectangular. But this is almost an arithmetic solution. It's not a geometric solution, and Euclid didn't like arithmetic solution. So we need to. The challenge is to create a geometric solution for this problem. And in order to make a geometric solution, we need to create what I call Euclid's diagonal. So let's start with it. Choose this line, duplicate. Let me just reduce the size. I want to put the line, this line which is parallel to this line, the end of it attached to the start of this line. So I'm moving the line here. So it is from end to start. So I'll go to this one, relocate, create lines, move E to S. Select the fixed line, then click continue. This is the fixed line, continue, and this is the line. Now I want this line to be equal to this line. So have line equal line fixed at S, line equal line fixed at E, and I'm fixing it at E. So I'll choose this one. Select the original line, then click continue. This is the original line, click continue. So this line now as at length equal this line. If we have any doubts, if somebody has any doubts, they can go to circle, see around L, and we can prove that it's actually the same line. It is the same line, it's the same length. Now I'm creating a rectangular from these two lines, two line to parallelogram. and I'm going to select points for all of these lines, point for lines. Going to select these 2 points, line between 2 points. I want to make the intersection between these 2 lines. So X to L, this is the intersection. Let me just reduce the zoom. I'm going to make a line here. A line here. Rectangular. Another rectangular, and I don't need the points anymore. Select all points, delete the points, and I'm going to choose this line and this line. I want to make a rectangular equal with this side and this side. So I can go to lines, rectangular, 2 sides, rectangular, select the base for the line, for the rectangular. So I'm going to select this base, continue. For a vertical line, upward is to the left, downward is to the right, so we want downward, so click downward. And this is the rectangular. Now this rectangular is identical to this rectangular because the sides are equal. This side equal this side and this side equal this side. So this rectangular is identical to this rectangular. Now we have a larger rectangular here, and this is the Euclid diagonal. So this triangle in the rectangular equal this triangle. The Euclid's diagonal separate 2 equal parts. Therefore, this triangle area plus this rectangular plus this triangular equal this triangular plus this rectangular plus this triangular. However, these 2 triangulars are equal because they represent 1 rectangular. And these 2 triangulars are equal because also they represent a rectangular. It means that this rectangular equal this rectangular. However, this rectangular equal this rectangular, and therefore we have the solution that this rectangular equal this rectangular. As I said, you can find this problem in Euclid's Elements, Book 1, Proposition 43. So I think we have put a good deal of practice about how we can use the system to draw geometrical diagrams. So let's go to the next part. The next part is the polygons. So let's go select and control, select all, delete selected, and yes. Let's go to line, create horizontal line. Let's have this line like this. We're going to go to polygons. We'll create triangle upward. It's exactly at the same, it will be selected exactly at the same line that we selected before. So let's have a square upward. Let's have a pentagon upward. I can do another thing. I can choose these lines and go to lines, shapes page, convert lines to shape. I can go to format and click here, return to backward, and just to make a color. Now I need to change just one. Let me change the color. Or I will do something else. I will do just also the shape for this one. Now convert line to shape, and actually I will put it also to the back, and let me choose this one. Choosing the lines, convert line to shape, and I'm going to choose all lines, select lines only. I'm going to delete them. So let me just put the select, minimize. Let's go to the first one, yes, and let's put it to the front, and let's search for the next one, and that will be to the front. Let's search for the next one, to the front. Let's search for the next one, to the front, and to the front. Now we can do the color now. Any color, I'm just any colors. I'm just here giving an example. So I can choose shapes, lines to shape, to create a solid polygon. So for example, this is a solid polygon. It's no longer a collection of lines. Now I can do something else. Let's return back the panel, select all, delete selected. Let's go for a line. Let's reduce its length. Let's make a square, upward. Shapes page. I want this process will allow me to modify this shape to look like a 3D. So I'm going to use, let's say, 60° clockwise. Now I'm going to make a duplicate. I didn't make a duplicate, 1 minute. Control, press, this is the duplicate. I'm going to choose this line and this line. Relocate, create lines, start with a start, create a line from the start point to the start point, and create a line from the end point to the end point. And actually I can do that start to start. I can now, it's better here to use the selection pen. So I have 1, 2, 3, and there is a fourth line. So let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have a 4 line here. So convert lines to shape. Let's choose this line, this side. 1, 2, 3, and this might be tricky. So okay, I need to do it again. This is 1 line, 2 line, 3 line, and the 4th line. Convert lines to shape. And I have this line, and I need to make, let's do it again. This line, and this line, and this 4 lines, convert lines to shape. I can select lines only, and I can delete. I can change the color. So it gives you a kind of a 3D object. Let us select this one, delete, and actually we don't need the pointer. Let's do something else. Let's create a circle. I want to put a pentagon inside the circle. So let's I put a point inside at the center of the circle. Create a vertical line. And I want to put the vertical line at this point. So move line start to point, or move line end to point. This is the end, so it is this one. And I'm going to extend the line. I'm going to have the 2 intersection. Okay. Circle. So this is the point. I'm going to choose the circle as well. So I've chosen the point and the circle. Let's go to polygons. Sorry, this is point. Polygons. Polygon 4C side at P, or polygon 4C head at P. I want the pentagon inside the circle. So I'm going to click this one. I'm going to put how many number of sides? 5. And this is a pentagon. Suppose I want to put a pentagon outside the circle, so the circle will be touching the pentagon from inside. So if the side of the pentagon is here, this is the head and this is the side here, the pentagon angle between the head and the head is 360 over 5, which is 72 degrees. So from the head to the side is 36 degrees. So what I'm going to do, line at angle clockwise. This is a clockwise, so this one, and it is 36. Center at start, center at end. This is the end, so it will be center at the end. So this is the line 36 degrees from this line. It has been chosen at the last line, so I'm going to choose the circle, and I'm going to choose the intersection between the line and the circle, and this is the point. I don't need the line now. I'm going to choose the line, choose the circle, go to polygons, polygon for C, side at P, and it is 5, and this is a pentagon above the circle. And I forgot to mention here, let's have this, let's have a duplicate. I can have any polygon. So for example, I can put 12. Upward or downward, it's upward. So I can have any number of polygons. So I think I've covered the way, or at least the starting way. As I said, there is help here, and you can check the help to see all the processes in this diagram, in this process, in this polygon dialogue. I think I covered, or at least put the starting point of how you can use the system to create polygons inside circles, outside circles, and by itself. And also I covered how to do 3D diagrams, and how to change the lines to a shape. So I think we covered this part, which is this one. So I'm going to start with the patterns, geometric patterns. Return back, select control, select all, delete selected. Now we are going to check the patterns. So this is the pattern. Let's choose a shape. Let's do this one. This is a triangular. Rounding objects, and I'm going to do for 12 times. Let me just close this one. Now it doesn't look much here, but if we select the mode and go to clear solids, you can see the difference. Let's have another shape. patterns, round object, let's have it 15. And you can just make a groove for it, and you have any shape. You have any shape that you can just make a circle around it, and you will have different patterns. The next one is circle round a point. So let's return back to this one, and let's have a point here. Pointer, and I will have a circle, and it's prefer that I just make it clear. So what I'm able to do here is that I will make the circle make rounds around this point. So let's go to the patterns, and let's say 15. Let's have another circle. Let's put it outside. Let's have another 15. And you can do a lot of patterns. And the third thing is the spirograph. Let's select all. Now, I'm not going to speak about the spirograph in details. I would rather prefer you if you can go to Google, just write spirograph and see what is it. I'm just going to speak about it in brief. Spirograph is two wheels, one wheel inside the other. And there will be a hole, and you will make patterns by sliding the inner wheel within the outer wheel, and you will create a lot of patterns, a lot of geometric patterns. Just Google it, and it is really fun to see. So we are doing with this software. We are mimicking what the Spirograph device do. So let's create a point here. Now you have unlimited design with a spirograph, because the spirograph depend on the size of the first circle, the size of the second circle, the location of the second circle inside the first circle, and the location of the point. Let's have a quick example here. Spirograph. Select the moving circle, which is normally the inner circle, then click continue. We can select the outer circle and it will give you another shape, but this is the standard, which is the small circle. Continue. Yes. It is 30 degree is the steps of the points. The points is moving 30 degrees. And this is one shape, and you can make a color for it if you want. Let's move the circle a bit further. sorry, the point a bit further. This is different one. Let's reduce the size of the circle. And you can have multiple shapes, multiple buttons. Let's put the point outside. And let's have a color for it. Now let me do something else. I'm going to do it just one instead of 44. Let's do it 14. Now let me just delete this one. I'll put this one here. Now sometimes you put it, and for example this line you don't want it. So what you do is edit at points and you just delete the points. So delete this point, delete this point. So you have it. But in general, when you have a full circle, you will have the lines. You don't see the line at all. So this is a spirograph, and if you change just a slight, if you change slightly the larger size, you will have also different, completely different. I'm using the arrows, completely different shapes. Let's do it. Spirograph. And let's have a color for it. Now, I'm using a point here. However, I also can use a rectangular. I can use rectangular instead of the point. And in the rectangular, the system will pinpoint the center of the rectangular. And the reason to put a rectangular is that it will be easy to move rather than the point. So this covers the last point in our presentation. I hope this video was useful, and thank you for watching.